Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday season. We kept it really chill. We saw a few family members, but we also had family members that we did not get a chance to see this year. So it was really simple, and I've been really trying to lean into working on projects around the house and finishing up different rooms that I haven't had a chance to really finish, and also learning new skills. That's been a big thing for me this year. So I've been having just so much fun with sewing, and recently I made some curtains for the guest bedroom just to kind of finish that room up. So I'm going to do a series on some finishing touches that I've been doing around the house in different rooms. I'll do some updates on routines, but this year has definitely changed a lot of, my pace in life for sure, and my interests as well. And I think it's been really life-changing in a lot of ways. But today I wanted to share with you how I made these curtains. They're pretty easy, and they're one of the main focus of this video because they were one of the finishing touches. So of course, I actually made this before Christmas, so my Christmas tree was still up at this point. So the first thing is I wanted to add just a little bit more on the wall. The wall has been pretty empty in this room, and in the past I've done, guest prep videos in this room, and I have mentioned that I needed to add some new artwork onto the wall. So I love pictures of animals. Also just kept it really simple with a candle and just some flowers. And I like natural elements. Even next to my bed, I have stones and crystals. I also picked some flowers from the garden. The roses won't be around for much longer. They'll come back in the spring, but we do get frost in the mornings and the evenings here in California. So the garden kind of goes down to minimum. So I just put some flowers in this ceramic vase that I made on wheels several years ago, keeping it really simple and also just adding some new artwork onto the wall. I'm starting by cleaning the windows first because they really needed cleaning, and I'm going to have to go over them several times so that they can be nice and clean. My rag was pretty dirty. It's really dusty where we live for sure, so the windows get pretty dirty, but I'm going to go ahead and clean them, and then I'm going to start measuring to make my curtains. Now it's going to differ depending on if you want to make your own curtains. It's going to differ size-wise, of course, depending on your window. So you can take measurements and then pick the fabric that you like. I chose a linen blend. When measuring the length of your curtains, keep in mind that you want it from the rod to where you want it to rest, not necessarily at the very edge of the window, but slightly below it. For the width of the curtains, we do want our curtains to flow and not be too taut, so I'm actually going to account for that as well in my measurements. I also add 1 inch on all sides for the seam. I found this fabric for 50% off, so it ended up making it worth it. Sometimes when you go to do a project where you need a lot of fabric, it'll end up costing more than if you buy it, which is kind of unfortunate. But in this case, I kind of waited till I found it on sale. I got it for a good price, and I actually took over the dining room table here. You will see in an upcoming video that I have recently moved my sewing to its own space in the house, and I will share that in an upcoming video. At this time, I was taking over the dining room table to make projects. So I am going to go ahead by just measuring out my fabric, cutting it, ironing it. The selvages of this fabric are on the top and the bottom, but I went ahead on all 4 sides. I use a seam gauge to gauge 1 inch. Then I fold that inch in half, so it's a 1/2 inch around the entire curtain. So on all sides, all 4 sides. And you'll see here I sewed the first side down. So you can see it just gives it a really clean edge. You don't have any fraying or anything like that. Once I fold a 1/2 inch seam, I'm gonna iron and then pin it down and continue to do that on all 4 sides, and then I sew one side at a time. Starting at the edge of the fabric, it is overlapping, so I am going to make sure to do a back stitch. So you'll see me stopping here to do back stitch. And then I of course have to remove my pins and just adjust to get as straight of a stitch as possible. But little by little, if I need to go slow, I'll go slow. If I get the hang of it, this fabric was really easy to work with. So this project actually went really, really smoothly. Once I have my 1/2 inch seam on all 4 sides, I'm going to just gently trim any thread that's sort of sticking out. I want the curtains to be as clean as possible. And then when I was doing my measurements, I made sure that on the top of the fabric, I accounted for the extra fabric that's going to be needed to insert my rods, my curtain rods. So I have 3 inches, and that will depend on the size of your rods. You also want to make sure it has space so you can actually move the curtains along the curtain rods, and you'll see in a second how that works. So I have 3 inches, but I also accounted for the fact that I had 1 inch on each side, top, bottom, and the sides. So this was very simple, no fuss, curtains, very simple color, fabric, all of the above. I went ahead and put my curtain rods inside. This can move smoothly along the curtain rods, and there you go. Voila, we're finished with the curtains and just a few added finishing touches that really made the guest bedroom look and feel so much better as a space overall. So I'm excited to share with you some upcoming projects and finishing touches I've been doing around the house, and also some updated routines for this upcoming year. I look forward to chatting with you soon. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.